Former Alaska Governor Sarah Palin is good enough to join us now live from her home there in Wasilla, Alaska. Governor Palin, thank you very much. Always look forward to spending a little time with you, and we appreciate you getting up so early to be with us. Okay, let's get right to it. All righty. Much appreciation, I have to say this, much appreciation for how you've always spoken out on behalf of veterans. What led you to believe that you were going to talk about that with the person that was going to interview you?
Well, it was proposed to me as a legitimate interview to speak about veterans issues and our military and current events to a new audience. It was supposed to be this big-time Showtime documentary, and it was passed on to me by a speakers bureau, which, you know, I would assume had done some vetting. You know, this quote-unquote comedian is obviously very good at lying, at duping people, because look at the long list now since I've come out and described my experience. All these other guys, all these men coming out now saying, oh yeah, me too.
So what was the moment in the interview when you said, oh, wait a minute, this isn't right here, and you got up and you walked out? What was that? What led up to that moment?
Yeah, he started showing me these graphs and statistics that had like typos in them and just didn't quite look right. And part of this propaganda, this data that he was showing me, had something to do with sex changes and transgenderism. And then he brought up Chelsea Clinton and said that she was a recipient of a government-funded sex change, and you know, it just got worse and worse and worse as the minutes went on in this bizarre, really embarrassing, humiliating interview that you know, it mocked middle-class Americans, it mocked our values, it mocked the disabled, and it just got worse and worse. And you know, it was occurring to me, whatever this show is, whatever this interview really is all about humiliation and devaluing middle-class Americans whom I represent. So yeah, I said enough was enough, and I took off my mic and I walked out. And since then, nobody returns my calls. They had given us fake names as to producers and anybody involved in the show. So nobody's taken me up on my offer for them to donate the proceeds from this show to veterans organizations that truly support and respect our vets.
I know you've asked for them to do that and no response. And we asked Showtime to show us a clip because there are claims that he is saying that he did not portray himself as a disabled veteran. And we asked for a clip so we could see it, and they refused to give us one. So how do you respond for them saying that he was not indeed acting as an injured veteran?
Well, this actor, this comedian, whomever he is, he's a proven liar, so I don't, you know, nobody can believe a word he's saying now as to his rebuttal. But the tweet or the letter that he had posted yesterday, his explanation as to who he really is, you know, I mean, the very first line in that gave it away, that even the letter to the public explaining himself is a parody. It said, what, he wasn't able to join the military because he had bone spurs in his testes. I mean, you read a line like that and you know, man, this guy, he just doesn't quit. Yeah. He just, you know, he thinks this kind of stuff is funny. And mocking the disabled and mocking and belittling our vets with his portrayal. In my book, it's not funny. In
many books, Sarah, it's not funny. It definitely crossed the line there. And many do share your outrage. Don't get me wrong. Many share your outrage, but there have been people saying, aren't you playing into what they want? Because many people didn't even realize the show was happening, and now this is bringing more attention to it. Are you concerned about that?
That's a good point. But see, CBS and Showtime, they're going to be pimping this thing hard, so people are going to hear about it anyway. So for me to get out there and let people know what's coming, I think is important. And if people tune into the show, then they're going to see how middle-class Americans are mocked and our values are mocked. This comedian too, he mocks gays, he mocks Jews, he does these other episodes where the intent is to humiliate. It's to parody something that is important to an individual or an entity or a group of people. And again, you know, if people do decide to tune in, they're going to hear about it anyway. If they tune in, well, the ill-gotten gains by CBS and Showtime, those, I say, need to be donated to people who deserve the gains.
Yeah, and other people are calling for not to watch it all and to boycott it. But moving forward, what's next for you? What, do you have any political aspirations? What does Sarah Palin want to do next?
I am very thankful that I have a platform now, still, you know, proof that you don't need an office and a title to get out there and make a difference and stand up for what you really believe in and what you believe is going to help this country. Appreciate the position I'm in now, but certainly always ready to go through an open door that perhaps is in my future to get out there and serve the public. I would love to.
Well, thank you very much, and I appreciate your willingness always to come on the air and to share your perspective and your views. And I can't believe that Piper is 17. When I was at your home there in 2010, she was like a little one running around in the backyard, and now she's here 17 years old. I know she was with you when you went and did the interview. Give her my best and all your family.
Yeah. Absolutely, and Piper, remember, she was one who helped you put your snow machine helmet on as you went snow machining with Todd around the lake. So yeah, we have good memories of you being up here, Robin.
I do too. My best to you and your family, but in all sincerity, many share your outrage. Always appreciate you being outspoken and appreciate you sharing your views here on Good Morning America.